Hi you all, today we'll be designing this frog prince or princess in the Procreate application for iPad. So grab your Apple Pencil and your iPad and let's get started. Click on the plus symbol, select screen size. Use your two-finger pinch to turn the canvas. You can pinch really fast to get it back to largest size. Click on the Layers panel, which is the two squares button. Tap on the bottom layer, which says Background Color. I'm using Classic, but you can use Disc or Harmony if you prefer. Select a watercolor for your background. Don't worry too much about this, you can always come back to this layer and change it later. Tap Done. Click on the wrench, Canvas, Drawing Guide. Edit Drawing Guide, Symmetry. Tap Done. Click on the color circle and select a green for your frog. Click on the brush tool and select the cursive A for calligraphy on the left and on the right monoline. Make sure that your brush opacity is 100% and choose whichever brush size you prefer. Start on this middle line here toward the middle of the canvas. Draw a big curve and hold it. It should say something at the top and you should be able to click Edit. Drag these little blue dots around until you like the shape for your frog's head. Just make sure you don't have any gaps like this, otherwise we won't be able to drag and drop the color. You can push outside like this if you'd like to move it up or down, and use the blue handles to change the shape. As long as the lines are touching like that and that, you can drag the color into this space and drop it. Here near the top, draw a curve and hold it. It will automatically create another one on the opposite side for you. If you'd like to, tap Edit and move the eyes to wherever you'd like them to be. When you like the placement, as long as the lines are touching here and here, you can drag the color circle into that space and drop it. Don't worry too much if you have a funny point here, there will be a crown to cover that later. If you'd like to add more onto your cheeks, you can absolutely do that. I think that my chin is a little bit too long, so to fix this, I will click on the arrow tool on Freeform and pull this little blue handle up toward the top. That looks a little bit better to me, so I'll keep it. If you move your head around at all, like this, make sure to click on Snapping, which is the lightning bolt here. Magnetic should not be on and snapping should. Then you can push and pull outside, not touching the blue handles, but outside, and find the up and down orange line that goes directly in the center. That will help you find the perfect center for the canvas. So there's mine. Click the arrow to get out of that. Click on the Layers panel, which is the two squares button, plus symbol to add a new layer. Press and hold this layer, let it jump in the air, and drag it underneath layer 1. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist. It should now say Layer 2 Assisted. Tap to get out of that. From around here on the cheeks, drag a curve and hold it. It should say Art Created or something like that at the top. We're making the front legs. You can tap, arc, or whatever it says at the top and move these around if you want to, but you don't have to. Click the brush tool to get out of that. Great. Here we're going to add the legs. Draw a curve out. You can hold it if you want to. Tap arc or whatever appeared at the top if you'd like to edit the shape by pulling on these blue handles. Just make sure that the lines touch. Click the brush tool to get out of that. You can 2-finger pinch and turn if it helps you. Add in however many triangle points you think you should have for your toes. I'm going to do 3. Two-finger tap to undo whenever you just don't like something. And that is looking all right for mine. 2-finger quick pinch to get back to the largest size. Draw a line from here to the middle. And we're almost done, but there's not a line behind the head. So if I click on the Layers panel and hide the head, as you see, this is actually an open shape and it will spill all over the canvas. Let's just go ahead and use the brush tool to close the shape. Drag and drop to fill the color. Click on the Layers panel and click the check mark again to show your frog's head. Great! Click on the plus symbol to add a new layer. Press and hold this layer, let it jump in the air, and drag it underneath layer 2. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. It should now say Layer 3 Assisted. Great! From here behind the head, draw a curve and hold it. Tap Edit if you prefer. Click on the brush tool to get out of that. 2-finger pinch and turn to add in the legs. Draw another curve if you prefer. Edit if you like. Brush tool, another curve, and add in 3 triangle points or however many you decided to do for yours. So 1, 2, 3. Try again when you just don't like something. And when you like the results, we'll move on. Two-finger quick pinch to get back to largest size. Same thing on this. If we were to drag the color into the shape, because it's not a closed shape, the color will go all over. To demonstrate, I will click on the Layers panel and hide the head and also the body. The shape is open, so it will not color fill properly. Click on the brush tool, draw a line from here to here, then drag and drop to fill the color. Great! Click on the Layers panel, show this layer, layer 2, and this layer, layer 1. Now we've color blocked all of the basic shapes for our frog. Great! Click on the plus symbol, press and hold this layer and drag it beneath layer 3. Layer 4 should not say Assisted, so do not turn that on. Click on the color circle and select a darker color for your lily pad. Tap to get out of that. To make a perfect circle, draw a circle or an oval shape, and it will snap saying Ellipse Created or something like that. Leave the pencil on the screen and place another finger on the screen as well. You can continue to resize as long as the pencil is on the screen. And when you have the size that you prefer, lift up. Drag and drop to fill the color. Click on the Layers panel, tap on Layer 3, swipe right on Layer 2 and Layer 1. Tap Group. Click on this little V shape to close the group and hide all of the layers for the frog within. Tap on this check mark to make that disappear just for a few moments, and click back on Layer 4. Click on the ribbon or selection tool. Click Freehand. Color fill should not be on. When it's on, it looks like this, so if it looks like that, go ahead and tap on it to turn it off. Tap outside the lily pad, and tap inside and outside again, then tap on this little gray circle. Do that again a few more times. Out, in, out, gray circle, out, in, out, gray circle. There are a couple ways to do this next part. You could click on the arrow tool and then push these pieces off the screen, but we'll try to use a gesture. That's 3 fingers, fast on the screen back and forth to erase this part. I'll do this outside in this gray area so I'm not touching anything else. Great! Now you have your basic lily pad shape. Click on the Layers panel. Tap here in this little box to show your frog. Stay on Layer 4, arrow tool. Push this to the center. If your snapping is not on, tap on the lightning bolt and click here. Push this to the center. You can use your 2-finger pinch to zoom out if you prefer, just don't touch this area. If it's in the center and as far forward as you'd like it to be, click Distort. Grab this little blue dot and drag it down, following the orange line that's in the middle to wherever you'd like it to be. I think I'll put mine right about there, which means that one of my little lines is in the background and hidden, and that's perfectly all right. Click on the arrow tool to get out of that, and the arrow tool again to get back in it. Tap Uniform. You can drag this out or in wherever you prefer. Just make sure to push it back to that middle up and down orange line. I think mine looks all right, just about there. And I think I would like a cut back here. You can click on the ribbon tool at this point on freehand with no color fill and take out any more pieces that you'd like to be out of your picture. Keep in mind that the angle is now just a little bit different, and that's okay. Here is the second way to do this. Now that I've made my selection, arrow tool, without touching the blue handles, push outside until it's in this gray area. Arrow tool to let it go there. Great. Click on the Layers panel. Tap here to open the group. Click on Layer 3 or the back legs layer. For each of these, let's use a gesture. 2-finger swipe right to turn on Alpha Lock. If that doesn't work for you, tap on the layer, tap it again, and select Alpha Lock from the options to the left. Otherwise, 2-finger swipe right. You should see a little checkerboard pattern behind each of these. That means Alpha Lock is on, and we can only paint on the shape we made. Before we change anything, let's add a different color to this stomach. Click on the color circle, pick another color, something like yellow. Draw a bit of an oval shape. Tap Edit Arc to push it beneath the head shape. Click on the brush tool and close the shape down here. Drag the color into this space and drop it. If you leave the pencil on the screen, you can push it toward the right and toward the left. This is called your color drop threshold. And here, as you see, if it's too far to the right, it spills into the green. But if you push it toward the left, it will be perfectly in that shape we just made. Click on the Layers panel, tap on Layer 1, plus symbol to add a new layer. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist. Choose a color for the frog's eyes. In this space, draw an oval. Leave the pencil on the screen, and it will snap to an ellipse. Tap Edit or Ellipse or whatever it says at the top, and push this to where you'd like the eyes to be. Leave a little bit underneath and on top if you want to give an impression of an eyelid, and just have fun. Drag the color into that space and drop it. Click on the Layers panel. Use your two-finger swipe right to turn on Alpha Lock. Tap on the color circle and select black. Tap to get out of that. You can use your two-finger pinch to zoom in and turn, if it helps you. Draw a curve, leave the pencil on the screen, and it will snap, saying Arc Created. You can edit the arc if you prefer. Brush tool, and do that again. Tap Arc, and move this to wherever you'd like it to be. Use your two-finger pinch to zoom out and have a look at what you're working with. That's looking a little bit better for mine. But we have an open shape here, so brush tool, draw the color in there. You can scribble the rest of it in manually if you prefer, or drag and drop to fill the color. Next, we should add some highlights. Click on the color circle and choose white or whatever you prefer. Add the highlights in however you like them to be. I'm just making circles for mine. But you can make stars or hearts, whatever you like. For this one, just go ahead and color it in manually because we have two colors crossing each other. It will be easier. Two-finger quick pinch to zoom out to the largest size. Click on the Layers panel, tap on Layer 1. Choose a color from the color circle for the mouth. This layer is already assisted. Great. From this middle line, draw a curve and hold it. It will say something at the top like Arc Created, and you can edit shape if you prefer. Tap on the brush tool to get out of that. With the same color or with a different color, you can draw in ovals for blush on the sides. Tap Ellipse and edit the shape if you prefer. Drag and drop to fill the color or fill it in manually. If you drag it in like I did, you might have to push it toward the left to get the color drop threshold to work. If you don't like that color, you can try a different one, but it might be more difficult at this stage. Oh, Mine worked. I think that this yellow color for me is just a little bit too bright, so let's see if we can change it. Click on the layers panel, tap on that layer, select the green that you were working with before, click on the color circle and make it lighter. Try to drag it into that space and see if it works. Mine did. Great. Before we go on to any shading and all that kind of thing, let's finish up with the color blocking. There's one thing we're missing here, and that's the crown. Click on the Layers panel, tap the top layer. Not New Group. Plus symbol to add a new layer, tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. Click back on the color circle and find a color for your crown, whatever you prefer. Tap to get out of that. You can use your two-finger pinch and turn and start a bit of a curve here in the middle of its forehead. You can tap Edit Arc if it doesn't look quite right to you, and adjust it to your preference. Tap the brush tool to get out of that. From here, draw a line up, leave the pencil on the screen and it will snap to a perfect line. You can tap Edit if you need to. Brush tool, draw a line, leave the pencil on the screen, it will snap to a perfect line. You can try to do triangles if you prefer, or points. And finally, one last big one here in the center that crosses over this middle line. Great. You can tap Edit Line as always, then drag and drop to fill the color. If you have a funny point like I do, you can use the eraser tool to clean it up. Great. Click on the color circle and select different colors to add in the jewels. You can do this on a different layer or stick with this layer. I myself will be leaving it on this layer, but if you prefer to add it on a new layer, go ahead and do so. Add in however many jewels you'd like to, and we'll go on. Two-finger quick pinch to get back to large size. Alright, you all, this is looking great. Let's begin to add shadows and texture. Click on the Layers panel. You can close the caret for now if you prefer, plus symbol to add a new layer. Click and hold this layer and drag it all the way to the bottom, beneath the lily pad but above background color. You can tap on background color if you'd like to adjust it to make it lighter or darker. Make sure to tap Done. Go to the color circle and select a kind of white color. Tap on the brush tool and try out these different brushes. Blotchy, chalk, something that you like. I think I'll try chalk. That one works for me. Two-finger pinch to zoom out. Change your opacity and your brush size as you need to. And add in just little lines throughout, like kind of ripples on the water. Don't worry if it seems too bright, we can change that. Click on the Layers panel, tap on this large N, and move this blue bar around until you like the result. You can change the blending mode if you like to something like screen, but I myself will keep it on normal. Tap on the layer to get out of that. Click on the lily pad, swipe left and tap Duplicate. Tap on the bottom lily pad, tap it again and click Select. Click Color Fill to turn it on. Click on the color circle and choose black. If you click on the Layers panel, you should now see that your lily pad is black. Great. Click on the magic wand. Select Gaussian Blur. Put your pencil on the screen and push it toward the right. I'm trying something like 10%. Click on the arrow tool and push this down. Tap on the Layers panel, click on the large N, drag the opacity toward the left until you like the result. Tap the layer to get out of that. You can always go back to your background color and keep messing with the color until you think you like it. Click Done. Click New Group where the frog is. Tap on this little arrow. Click on the legs, the back legs. Place your finger on the screen to get that color to the color circle. Tap on the color circle and select a darker color. Click on the brush tool and select Airbrushing Soft Brush. You can change your opacity and your brush size if you like. My opacity is about 80 right now, and my brush size is about 4. If you press harder, it will be darker, and if you press more lightly, it will be lighter. Add in a little shadow right behind your frog, however much you want. Tap on the Layers panel, tap the next layer. You can use your 2-finger pinch and turn if you prefer, and add the shadow underneath or behind the head here. Click on the Layers panel, you can tap on the head layer. If you'd like to, you can use this brush at a smaller brush size to add in some more shadows. Maybe here, maybe under the crown just a little bit. Underneath this eyelid, and maybe a little bit on the chin as well. Click on the Layers panel, tap on the eyes, place your finger on the blue, make it just a little bit darker, and very subtly add this in on the underside of that eye. Click on the Layers panel, tap on the crown, place your finger on the screen to get that color, tap on the color circle and make it darker. You can also make it a bit of a different color, like orange for example. Click on the Layers panel, tap on this layer and select Alpha Lock from the options to the left, or use your 2-finger swipe right to turn on Alpha Lock. Tap to get out of that. Use your 2-finger pinch and turn to zoom in and add in this bit of a shadow around the bottom of the crown, wherever you think it should go. Click on the Layers panel, tap on these back legs. Once again, grab that color, make it darker. Click on the brush tool and go to Spray Paints, Flicks. You can change the brush size and the opacity if you prefer, trying 82 for opacity and 5 for the brush size. I think I'll make my opacity just a little bit lower, maybe 68. Great. Add in little freckles to your frog wherever you think they should be. Click on the Layers panel, tap on the next one, and do the same thing. Click on the Layers panel, tap on the next one, and do the same thing. Tap on the wrench, canvas, drawing guide, toggle that off, click to get out of there. Four-finger quick tap on the screen all together to close all of these options into the rectangle in the corner. And admire your beautiful work. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you next time!